Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join three Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
We are here doing Real Housewives of Rhode Island, Season 1, Episode number 1. Welcome to Rhode Island. What do you ladies think?
I loved it.
Kelly loved it.
Lori?
Lore?
Well, it's a housewife show. Listen, this is not my wheelhouse. It's not my genre.
But what did you think of the ladies?
They seemed all right. I guess I like them probably a little more than most because they're like close to Jersey Girl type. You know what I mean? So that I definitely found relatable. So we'll see.
Loved it.
I just felt like, oh, good. You loved it too.
Loved it, yeah.
Listen, it was very early Jersey-ish to me, except for the fact that, and this is no shade to Jersey, but these women are wealthy. Wealthy. When Jersey first came on, Caroline was probably the wealthiest.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it came close to what these women have got going on there. But the connections between the women, to me, like, it was so organic, and it was very interesting throughout the episode to find out how intertwined they really were and how they knew each other.
When, what was the last housewife show where there was that real intertwining of connections?
The last one to come on, because I was thinking about this, was probably Salt Lake City, because the ladies knew each other prior to it. New York, the reboot, they did not.
They did not.
And I think that that's why it didn't do well. And quite honestly, I think this is why that New Jersey isn't going to do well. But we'll see. I'm done trash talking the New Jersey. So
yeah, but you're from a small town. You've lived in your town your whole life. So I'm sure when you go to work and wherever you go, we know you always know somebody because you grew up in this town. So it's that kind of connection that those housewives have.
Yeah. I've been in Brick my entire life, and it's a joke at the salon. Every time a new client comes in, I know somebody who knows them, or I know them, or their brother or sister. Like, it's like 3 degrees of separation from Kelly. So it's a big joke. But that's why I loved this show so far.
Okay.
Starts out, we meet Alicia, her daughter Selena, and her fiance Bill. She comes from a big Italian family, which we meet some of. And she and Billy got engaged when she was 7 months pregnant with Selena, and they've been engaged for 9 years, but they don't seem to be in a big rush to get married. Her family seems to want them to get married.
Well, yes. Italian families are like that. Are you kidding?
Yeah, exactly.
And I like how they only moved 15 minutes away from where her family is, but her family is coming over for dinner, and the whole aunts, 5 of them or whatever it is, the cousin, are acting like they got to drive, an hour and a half when it's 15 minutes away. And we meet Aunt Judy, who I have an Aunt Judy who's awesome. But Aunt Judy is definitely my favorite because before she gets out of the car, she's hitting on the flask.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Not only is she hitting on the flask, when they walk in, Billy's got lines, God forbid, got shots lined up for them on the counter. Not lines.
Not the 80s anymore.
It wasn't that good. Yeah, this isn't Seaside circa 1988. Sorry.
Yeah.
I like that Billy owns a bunch of restaurants, and she said her favorite one is Pizza Mama. So, that's interesting.
Yes. Yeah. And then she starts talking. Aunts ask her, like, have you seen Liz? So she explains how she's known Liz since she was born, the other housewife. And I thought there was a connection with Alicia's mom with Liz, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't think Liz is all that much older than Alicia, but she is a little bit older. And then we go to Liz's house, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah, right on the water with a big long dock and into the water. Very nice.
They said she lives in a castle. That's what they called it, a castle. It was beautiful.
It was. It really was. So we meet Liz, her husband Jerry, her pet
cat. Very
Ganji.
Ganji. Her very expensive cat. That's a very expensive cat.
Yeah. So she and Jerry were married for 6 months, and they found out through 20andMe or 23andMe, whatever the hell that is. I would never do it because I don't want to know. They were related down the line. And
Yes.
he had 3 daughters when they met. They own a dispensary. So as soon as she said they owned a dispensary, I thought, this must be her connection to Dolores.
Absolutely.
And then later in the episode, we find out. Now,
We find
I noticed her jeans. Her jeans were so cool. Like I'm going to look it up. You know, it's
I'll have to look at
amazing what
them.
you can find on the internet. Like when we talk about Beverly Hills, there's one scene of Kyle and she's wearing a lipstick and, you know, I got to know. So I'm looking up. I think I found out the lipstick she was wearing. Like you can literally find out anything. I mean, it might be bullshit, but I'm going to probably go look for this lipstick now.
Go look for it, yeah.
But I'm going to have to look into these jeans because they were very cool. So now we meet Liz. So Liz hops in her dinghy to go have lunch with Kelsey, and she tells us that she grew up with Kelsey's boyfriend.
And you like her outfit that she's wearing in the dinghy?
Yes.
Yes. I did
Hysterical.
too.
Like her whole
couldn't
outfit
tell
was
if it was like
hysterical
a-
in the dinghy boat.
Yeah, like
It
I
was
couldn't
like
tell if it was like a boat thing or if that
I
was
don't
just her
think
outfit that she
so.
was wearing.
It's just her outfit that she was wearing. She had on like these motorcycle type boots and this thing on her head. And I was like, oh, look at you.
Yeah.
And her hat
Yeah.
blew off in the water.
But then did she have a hood on when she got off the boat? Like I felt like the outfit had a hood. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I think she
who
put the hood on because she lost her hat.
I don't know.
Got it. It was a cool outfit though. So we meet Kelsey now. Kelsey has been a lady of leisure for 10 years. She lives in her boyfriend's home, which
Which
has
is
4 kitchens.
16,000 square feet. 16.
Well, if you have 4 kitchens, you
It better be
probably
big.
need close to that. 79 TVs.
79 TVs, yeah.
She didn't show his face, if you noticed. When she showed the picture,
Yeah,
his
yeah,
face
yeah.
was blurred out. They met on a boat, and his family is one of the most prominent families in Rhode Island. And then she drops that he
Bomb.
dates other women.
Yeah, that he leaves her for like 5 months and goes and lives with somebody else, some other broad in Miami, and then comes back. What a life he's got, man. Switcheroo.
I mean, again, unorthodox, but it does sound like he was very upfront when they started dating. Like, this is my
I'm
life.
sure. Yeah. And listen, as a young girl, I'm sure you look at all that goings on and you're like, oh, well, okay. But as we see, as the episode goes on, she's getting a little older, and I think it's getting a little old.
Well, she was 19 when she met him. And she tells us that she was Miss Rhode Island, but he's the one who encouraged her to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he lets her, she even said this, her exact words, he allows her to live a life of not having to work and live in luxury. And it happened that my oldest son was sitting next to me when I was watching this. And he's like, see, I like how she put that. Like, I like how she put that. And then when he heard that the boyfriend sees other women, he goes, I want that. Or would you be all right with that? I said, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. No, I would not.
I mean, I don't know what this guy does for a living or if he does anything for a living, but it sounds like there's family wealth here.
Definitely.
So it could be
There's
that
a big,
he's
there's
not
a big nut.
necessarily.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily
nut there.
funding her lavish lifestyle, but it could possibly be his family that is doing so. But who gives a
Mhm.
shit?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, she's had a good 10-year run. If she wants to make a change now, it would be interesting, though, to see, like, if she went to him and was like, this just isn't for me anymore, if he would. Doesn't sound like he would change.
No, because
but
she said, he is who he is. He's set in his ways. That she doesn't think he's going to change. She did say that. So
yeah. But imagine that, like, just letting her walk away after 10 years and being like, all right, peace.
Well, he's a lot older than her. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
other thing. He's a lot
Yeah.
older than her. So, you know, he's in a different place in his life.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Liz said she's the oldest and she went to school with him.
Yes.
Right.
So my
But
guess
who
is he's
knows?
got to
He
be.
could have been a different grade. He could have been like a year older than Liz or 2 years older than you like, who knows?
Yeah. My guess is he's probably 20 years older than her. I'm
I
thinking
would
we're
think
looking
so.
at least 20 years older. At least 20
You
years older
think
than
that
her.
I
much?
would think yeah, I would think
Yes. Yeah, because well, listen, she was 19 when she met him. We find out at the end she's 31 now. Yeah, he's could very easily be in his 50s, right?
Yeah, you're
well,
right. Because
absolutely, if not even a little older.
Liz is probably close to 50, if not 50, right? Like around that
Absolutely.
age. Yeah.
I think Liz is in her 50s, yeah. Is my
Okay.
guess. I'm guessing. I'm just guessing.
Right. Well, that's a lot to give up, but if she wants to get married and have kids, then that's definitely a
And
choice
that's
she's going to have
definitely
to make.
Yep.
So
Yep.
then we go to Wakefield, Rhode Island, and we meet Jo-Ellen and Gary, her husband. They met in high school, but I'm pretty sure he dated her sister in high
Sister.
school. So I think we need more context about that, and I think we're going to get it. We got a
Yeah,
little
well,
bit.
she said her sister dated him, but she wanted him. She chased him, and she got him. That's
Yep.
what she
And he
There
was
you
a
go.
senior and she was a freshman.
Mhm.
Right.
Listen, she looks
She
like
said
the
her
kind of person, she gets what she wants.
For sure. For sure. She said her mouth gets her into trouble, and she basically apologizes to him because she says it hasn't been easy being married to her. Interesting.
Mhm.
They have
I
3
know all
kids.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
Apologize all the
She is
time to my husband.
1, Gian is 10, and Jolie is 3. And I love the way she spelled Jolie because if Joe were a girl, Joe's named after my father-in-law. So if we had Tess, and then if we had another girl, we were going to name Jolie, spelled exactly like that for my
Oh, that's cute.
father-in-law. So I love
How did they spell it?
I
I missed it.
Jolie. So Jolie, just Jolie. I think Angelina Jolie. I think her last name is spelled that way as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
Her job sounds so cool, Jo-Ellen. She works in
Yes.
aesthetic
So
sales. So she doesn't sell the equipment, but after it's sold, she goes into the plastic surgeons and medi spas to teach them how to use the equipment.
Mhm. Sounds like fun.
That was very
That explains the lips.
It explains the whole thing. I mean,
Whole thing.
she looks good, yeah.
She
Yeah,
does.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be right up on that bandwagon.
Me too. Whatever machine I'm selling, you're being
Yeah,
sold, and I'm
do
gonna
it
show
up.
you how to use. You
Machine it
can
up.
use it on me. Yeah.
Yeah. Guinea pig, guinea pig, guinea pig.
Then we go back to Alicia's house in Providence, Rhode Island, and Rosie arrives. And they've known each other for 2 years. They've become close. Rosie was a newscaster. She's been on TV.
Shows
She's
up
been
in her
married.
pink Jeep. Pink Jeep.
Yeah,
And that pink Jeep.
I actually did really like those. I really liked the pink Jeep,
I
and
do
then
too.
I really liked the trampoline shoes that they were
I want
walking
them,
in.
but I feel like I would break my hip.
Yeah, you would.
Might have a problem. I don't recommend it for either one of you, actually.
No, I would not.
no.
I would not
Like,
even
it
try
looks
it.
fun, and I would have done it in my younger days,
Yeah,
but as of
Yeah.
right now, no.
I
think
agree.
you
I think
two
we
are
would
a
break
little
our
bit
hips.
prone to
Yeah.
you guys are a little
I
bit
would have
prone to
the
accidents.
only way I could do it is if I wore them and I had that, that big bubble thing that people go and they bounce into each, you know what I'm talking about? That big bubble thing?
Mm.
If I had
Yes.
that on, I could rock those shoes and just
Yes.
bounce all
Yes.
over. That
Just
would
a
be
little
great.
cushion insurance around you.
Yeah, about 2 feet. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now she has a lifestyle show. She's been married to Rich for a year. She has a lifestyle show on Saturdays and Sundays. She's hosting a picnic, and she's having some friends come by so they can film it.
I wanted to say this. They were sitting there when they were doing their bouncy shoe thing and looking at this bird. People lived here. You don't know you don't know that bird is a heron? Like,
Yes.
you're calling it a stork and a flamingo and a woodpecker.
We have them around here, the blue herons.
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
heron.
They
It's a
they
heron. Like,
eat the koi fish out of people's koi ponds in the summer.
Yes. Yes,
If
they
you
do.
have a koi pond around here, you have to have a net over it.
yeah, that's sushi, man.
They're nasty. They can be nasty.
But I just couldn't believe I didn't know what a heron was. I was like, oh Lord.
Well, I don't think I don't think anybody
Yeah,
graduated valedictorian out of this group,
nope, 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 nope.
No disrespect. No disrespect at all. So now we're as we're meeting everyone, but now we get into a little bit of meat here because Rosie asks Alicia if Jo-Ellen's going to be nice. And Rosie met Jo-Ellen through Alicia because Alicia and Jo-Ellen grew up together. Alicia was actually best friends with Jo-Ellen's sister, the one who dated her husband.
I couldn't keep track of it. I needed like a chart. All the connections.
Yeah. I think as it goes on, it'll be easier.
Yeah.
So then we hear from Rosie that Jo-Ellen invited the girls to her house for a casual day. And then Rosie overheard Jo-Ellen saying nasty things when she thought Rosie couldn't hear. And then Rosie says, well, is it true? And then Alicia says something about them being swingers. So this is my take on Rosie. Rosie's going to act all innocent, like she doesn't do anything wrong. But then she drops that, like, well, is the rumor true? And then she gets Alicia to say that Jo-Ellen's a swinger. I think this is Rosie's MO. I don't think Rosie
Most
is
definitely
innocent.
Yeah,
Rosie's a pot stirrer.
For
she's
sure.
She's got a lot of, Nancy Drew newscaster in her that she can't help herself.
Right, but she's
like
not.
That.
Yeah,
producing
but she's
her
not
own
owning up
already.
to it.
Yeah, she's
trying to put it out
scenes.
there like it's everybody else.
Yeah.
By the end of the episode, I felt.
Yeah.
And that's when we find out Alicia made communion and confirmation with Jo-Ellen's husband, Gary. And she said, I'm not as close as Gary and Jen were. They had a little thing in high school. So that's how we find out that Jo-Ellen's sister dated her husband.
Mm-hmm.
I did love those gift bags when we see Rosie show up.
Very nice.
Yes. Those were amazing. I don't know if they were $1,000, like she dropped that number, but
maybe there was
nice.
something in them. Maybe it was the bag and whatever.
Yeah, but either way, she didn't pay for them. This was a collab for her segment. She didn't pay for them.
Yeah.
Right. They were nice.
But I did love them. I did love them.
Yeah. The picnic was very cute.
Yes.
Yeah, the picnic was cute. Jo-Ellen's a little shady in her confessional out the gate about Rosie. So Jo-Ellen and Alicia show up together at the picnic. Obviously, Rosie's already there. And then Ashley comes and
From
we find
Bachelor
out
in
that
Paradise.
she's from the Bachelor in Paradise and she's Rosie's good friend. So that's how she's going to fit into this.
And she shows up with a bucket of Dunkin' Donuts because Dunkin' Donuts in Rhode Island, everyone likes Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, okay, I think that's not just Rhode Island.
Well, I think she said like it's an East Coast thing, and she's from Virginia, but she says I was raised by parents from Jersey. Yeah,
yes.
Dunkin' Donuts. You could throw a stone every corner you turn here.
I
there's
found
a Wawa or a Dunkin' Donuts.
Interesting fact about Dunkin' Donuts that I just found out is I took my daughter to Seton Hall to look at it, and they have a Dunkin' Donuts on campus, and it's the second highest grossing Dunkin' Donuts in the state.
Wow. That's very interesting.
Yes.
And they had an Auntie Anne's, and my daughter's eyes lit up, and she was like, okay, I think it's settled.
I think this school might be for me.
I think it's the
Ashley's been married to Hayden for...
Jared
for 6 years. And they have Hayden, who is 1, and Dawson, who is 3. They're kids.
Mm-hmm.
She says, like, he's from Rhode Island, I'm not. So it's a little difficult to fit in. I mean, and then I would imagine coming into this group, it's even harder.
Now I want to ask you a question. When they're at the picnic and they're having this argument, did it seem overly produced to you? It seemed overly produced to me. Like, but sometimes it fools me.
But this is 20 years of housewifery. Like,
I know.
This isn't OC season 1 where it's like they could just have a picnic and not do this.
I know.
You can't not do this now. It's so overproduced.
So we find out that Ashley also met her husband on Bachelor in Paradise. That's where they met, which I think that's kind of cool, right? Like, how often does that really happen?
Right. Did they stay together? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when she goes to their coffee shop, just something interesting I noticed. I want to see if either of you picked it up. She's talking to her husband. She got the laptop in front of her. And I don't know if she was like peeling off her nail polish and putting it on
I
the
saw
top
that.
of that. You did? I was like, what
I absolutely saw that. I saw that.
Is that what it was, you think? You think she was peeling her nail polish off?
I didn't know if it was nail polish or tips or something, but it was something off of her nails.
Yeah, and she's piling up on the little laptop, and I'm like, "What are you doing, girl?"
I did. I
Yeah, well,
noticed
you're on
that.
TV. You're being
Good, I'm
recorded.
glad you saw it. 'Cause
No, I
was like,
did. I saw it.
"Doing?
I did
What
not
doing?"
pick up on that at all.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I don't know if someone asked, like, "Is Kelsey coming?" Or I don't know how they got on the subject.
Oh, I
However
know. I mean, Jo-Ellen
okay,
did start it. So Jo-Ellen did say that, for whatever reason she said it. That I don't know. She said that,
that's what I'm saying. I know what she
yeah,
said, but was wondering what led up to it.
yeah, I don't know what
I
led up
don't
to it.
remember either. Oh, were they playing Truth or No, that was afterwards.
Not yet.
No, no.
Not yet.
Or Never Have I Ever, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't remember what brought it up. It's a good question.
But Jo-Ellen does say that Kelsey is going through a tough time. She's at a crossroads. And then that's when Rosie starts asking questions about it. And, she's like, well, she's 31 and, she's just at a crossroads. And that's when Rosie says, well, like, I heard she's a polygamist. And I think it was Alicia who said, what's a polygamist? I was like, Alicia, I was going to ask you guys, like, who's your favorite? I really like Alicia. I really like her.
Alicia and Liz, by far the front
Yeah.
runners for me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I really like Alicia. I think that she's very real. I don't know if you ladies watch What Happens Live with all of them on.
No.
So, did you watch it, Kel? Watch What Happens Live?
No, I have it recorded, but I haven't watched it yet. I watched the after show. I should have watched What Happens Live.
Oh, I didn't watch the after show. Well, on
I
Watch
didn't
What
watch it either.
Happens Live, it comes out that, like Alicia says, like, this was so great. Like, I watched the show and it's like really what happened. Like, this is really what happened. I thought like I was like, this is what I like about her. She's like, I thought these producers would be like these jerks from LA who told me like I'm too fat and like you can't eat. She's like, no, they just let me live my life. And she's like, this is a reality show. Like, this is why I like about
So
Alicia.
Alicia's the Terry of the show.
Yes.
This is why I like Alicia. And she's like, what's a polygamist? Like, she has no idea, right? She's like, I have no idea. So then Kelsey says, I heard that, her boyfriend has another, girlfriend in Miami. And I think she has another boyfriend. And, Jo-Ellen says, well, if you have questions about it, ask her, which I think honestly is the right answer.
Absolutely.
Don't talk behind her back.
Absolutely.
Don't talk behind her back.
But if you live such an alternative lifestyle, you cannot think that people aren't going to talk shit about you and that people aren't going to ask.
Here's going to be the biggest misconception between these ladies. They're going to think that there are parts of their life that they can keep off the show. There is not. So Kelsey talking about her arrangement with Jo-Ellen earlier in the episode, she's going to tell it her way. Rosie bringing it up at the picnic, she's going to say whatever the F she wants. And Kelsey is just going to have to deal with it because this is Housewives and you're making a show. So you're going to put it out there. People are most certainly, you better believe they're going to talk about it.
I mean, people are going to talk about it even if you're not on the show.
For sure.
I'm saying.
But this is your life. You chose to go on a reality TV show. These women clearly already knew what your situation was. And listen, it's your situation. It is what it is. Don't apologize for it. Don't Meredith Marks it. Just embrace it and own it. 100% own it.
I'm just saying
But
it doesn't make any
Jo-Ellen did
sense
bring
to
it
act
up.
like no one was going to talk about it.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. But then, so then Jo-Ellen calls out Rosie saying, I heard you were talking shit about me. And they start going back and forth. And is this when we find out that Rosie brought a $6 bottle of wine to her house? Rosie, I mean, I even buy wine that costs more than that, for crying out loud. I've even upped my game to $15 a bottle. It used to be a $10 bottle.
Right.
I'm between 15 and 20 now. Up your game. $6. But, then we, later in the episode, we hear her say like it was a casual day. It was just sitting on the counter. I just grabbed it. Okay. But
Rosie starts crying. Rosie starts crying at the picnic.
That's
like it's
what
your
I
picnic.
mean. Not only is it your picnic, but you just said what you said. You just brought up polygamy. And by the way, polygamy is when you're married to other people. When you're just dating, it's not polygamy.
No, it's not. That's called an open relationship. That was just an open relationship. Let me just give you the
basically what
definitions.
Kelsey said. Like when she,
Right.
yeah, exactly. When she was talking to Jo-Ellen, she said, I didn't realize I was entering an open relationship or, and then I did. And it was very clear how he lived his life.
I think she's going to be a crybaby.
Yes.
I think she's going to
You
be
think
a crybaby.
so? Somebody must cry all the time because there's an
it's her.
upcoming scene. You think it's
her.
Rosie?
I think it's Rosie. I think Rosie is
Okay.
very insecure.
But then she should
check her,
not be running her mouth the way she
No.
is.
She said her goal in life is to have everyone like her.
It's
There's nothing else
actually
to say. There's nothing else to say. She's insecure.
I actually wrote down Ashley's new to the group and she cries a lot. That came out in the beginning. So Ashley cries a lot also.
I thought when they were saying, "Oh, she's crying again," I thought it might have been about Ashley.
Yes, it is about Ashley. I think it's
Ashley's
I think yes, Ashley. And I really like Ashley. I do. So
I do too.
mean,
I don't know if she's cut out for this though. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think she's going to have to get some tougher skin.
I agree.
Yeah, and then we go to the scene with her at the coffee house with Jared, which I did not see her picking her nails off.
Yeah, picking her.
Yes. But we find out too that, while she's talking at the coffee house with him that, they both are successful influencers. Like she has more followers than he does, but they could live off that between that and brand deals. But he wanted something else besides social media, so he really wanted to do this. And she supports him. But in the beginning, he was spending 100 hours a week there. Now, as someone who used to have an ice cream parlor, a brick and mortar, I know the commitment. And I know the hours. And I was watching him work the counter while talking to her and do his job. And that's what you have to do. And I commend him. And I get that she wants him home, right? She's got 2 small children and she wants to enjoy their life together. And if you're tied to this brick and mortar, it's going to be very hard to do. And especially if it's not financially lucrative, which it isn't.
Right. And it's not just a coffee shop. It's a coffee shop and lounge, which means most coffee shops, at least around here, close by 3. You're not closing at 3.
No,
so you're
not if you're
opening
around.
between 5 and 6 a.m. because that's what time the coffee shops around here open. And you're going until possibly 9, 10 at night. That is long hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's home with 2 little kids. Like, it's very understandable why she feels the way she feels.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree. I totally agree. And you could see at that point, too, she kind of started crying then while she was, talking about it. I do like her, but I do think she's very emotional. And, she's used to being on TV. It's not like she wasn't, she knows reality TV. So she's used to being vulnerable, which I like that.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
This is a different scenario, though. I mean, Bachelor in Paradise, I never watched that part of Bachelor, but I'm assuming it's the same premise. This is, you're in a group of women and we all know what happens when you're in a big group of women. It's not easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Well, I think Bachelor in Paradise is kind of a bunch of bachelors and bachelorettes, and it's, every woman or man for themselves. So I think it's kind of, in that respect, it's kind of similar,
Yeah.
So do we think it's kind of weird that they rented a house to have a party?
No. And I thought, I was thinking, I was like, that's so smart. So smart.
Yeah.
Because you hire a staff I guess you could do this in your own house too, but she's got kids. She's got her mother coming over to watch the kids. She gets to go in a car and leave and go host a party.
I guess my point is that the house that they rented was way nicer than the house that they lived in. So it was kind of, I don't know.
Well, maybe that's why she rented the house.
I love that idea. I love that idea. Rent a house on the water and you show up and then you leave.
Yeah.
100% sign me up for that.
Yeah.
What I thought was hysterical was she's throwing a 4th of July party and she doesn't know what the 4th of July is about. How do you live in America and not know what the 4th of July is about?
Exactly.
That was a little disturbing. I'm not a huge Jo-Ellen fan.
You know why?
Out the gate.
You know why you're not? Because people
Why?
say that she reminds them of Teresa.
Well, that's all you had to say. I don't get Teresa vibes from her. I really don't. But that
think
makes
about it.
all the sense in the world.
Think about it when you're watching it now. Think about it.
Yeah, I will. That's
Yeah,
all
yes,
I'll
see
be
if there's
thinking about.
similarities for you.
Yep, yep. I actually find her entertaining. I actually find her entertaining. I think she's a good addition. I think she's a good part of this group because I think that she is a strong personality,
For sure.
and I like that. I do like that. And again, I don't think she's the brightest bulb. Again, I kind of like that too. I
Right.
like that. It's
Right.
entertaining. It's entertaining, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but, we'll see. That could change, but
I don't
not
think
if
it will.
No,
what the
I don't think
streets
it
are
will.
talking is true. What the streets are saying is true. Her
Yeah.
mom shows up to watch her kids, and she says that her mom, the maternal gene skipped her mother and her grandmother. I love that she's
That's,
talking shit about her mother, but yet she's got her over watching her kids.
Yeah.
yeah. Sure, mother's going to love that too when she sees it.
Yeah. She'd be like, fuck you, watch your own kids.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Again,
So Alicia and Billy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
with her, you can just tell by the things she says and kind of her personality. Like, I bet you her mother was nowhere near as bad as what she's making it out to be. I think she's somebody who really likes her to get her way.
I was thinking the same thing.
And anybody who wants to deviate from that is like messing her up.
And she said, like, I was just being like a typical teenager, and my mom was really hard on me. So, I mean, what's your definition of being a typical teenager,
And what's your definition of being hard on you? To me, it just felt like there was some possible disparity there between what really went on with her mother and what she's saying. I don't know, just because her personality. I could just see her just really being a strong-headed, bullheaded, I'm going to do what I want to do, and
Yes.
you're not going to stop me kind of a gig.
Yeah.
You took your sister's boyfriend, so.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
Alicia and Billy show up first. No one's there yet.
That
And
was
then-
hysterical.
That was right. They're like, is anybody here? Liz brings Dolo. So this is when Dolores enters the scene. And she
Mhm.
says that they met at a cannabis event, which we figured out,
They have a raw bar, caviar wieners, caricatures, it's on the water, and there is a cannoli station. You had me at cannoli station. I'm telling you that right
Mhm.
now. Cannoli
Yes.
station. I thought it was so funny when she told Alicia about caricatures. She's like, characters? Again,
Oh my gosh,
why
she
I like
could not say the
Alicia.
word.
She's like, oh, there's characters? She's like, no, caricatures. This is
It's
why I like
great.
Alicia.
Yeah,
I
she
like
just
it too
couldn't
for that.
say it.
Yeah.
So then we find out that Kelsey knows Jo-Ellen since she was a teenager because Jo-Ellen used to work at a tanning salon she went to, and Jo-Ellen was hooking up with the owner, and then she started hooking up with the owner and his wife.
Yeah.
I wonder if
that's
those
what we-
people are still married.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kelsey asked if there was a beach in New Jersey.
I know, like, what?
What?
I said Dolores was like, what?
Yeah, I mean,
The Jersey Shore. They called it Jersey Shore.
yeah, you haven't heard of the Jersey Shore?
equates beach.
But I mean, if you haven't lived on the East Coast, maybe you haven't heard of the Jersey Shore. But if you live on the East Coast, chances are you've heard of the Jersey Shore.
But listen, shore equals beach equals water. The word. All you have to do is go for the word.
Yeah. Yeah. So, of course, Jo-Ellen's going to tell Kelsey that Rosie was questioning her relationship. She left out the part that what led up to it by her saying Kelsey is, at a crossroads and is working
Yes.
through some stuff.
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
Very
then-
convenient.
And Kelsey says Rosie's not a girl's girl. And I kind of agree.
Well, Dolores jumps in at this point and she's like, is there a reason? Like, she's asking about your relationship. Like, are you going through something? And then Kelsey starts crying as she starts to say, like, this is the only thing that makes me upset. Again, like, this has been 10 years. Why is this making you upset? Like, if this is what your situation is, just own it. Just own it.
Well, I think she started crying because she's having thoughts now that maybe she wants to end the relationship and move on to something else. That's how I
Yeah.
took it.
That's how I took it too.
Not that,
Okay.
yeah.
All
not
right. That makes sense.
I mean, I know she's upset that her relationship was being questioned, but I took it as she was crying because she's in this emotional state thinking about how she's moving forward as it is.
Right. So maybe
Now-
back in the day when people would question it, she'd be like, yeah, that's right. But
Mhm.
maybe now that she's kind of like getting a little wishy-washy. Maybe now when
Mhm.
people bring it up, it triggers.
It's hurt. Yeah,
It's
okay, that makes
bothering her
sense.
more. Like maybe in the past, you could talk about it all you want. She'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
So,
Now, Laura, you didn't watch Miami, right?
no,
You didn't watch Miami.
no, no, no. Real
Okay.
Housewives of Miami, no.
Wendy, does Kelsey give you Stephanie Shojai's vibes? I think she looks just like Stephanie Shojai.
Bit. A
Is
little
that the
bit.
rich? Is
Younger
that the rich
version.
one?
Not
Is
that
that the rich
Stephanie's,
one
I
with
mean,
the
Stephanie's
plane?
young enough.
Is that
Yes.
the rich one with the plane?
Yes, yes.
I know
Yes.
who you're talking about. Yes, I'm with you, Kelly. I
A
know
little
who you're
bit.
talking about.
I mean, I was like, I feel like I'm watching her. Like
Yeah,
she's younger,
a younger,
obviously.
way
I
younger
think she's
version.
10
Yes.
years younger because Stephanie's 40, I think, and she's 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on
How
that
about
one. I could see that.
Dolores yeah. How about Dolores having to tell Jo-Ellen to go say hi to her guests? She's like, well, you just have guests arriving. You should go say hi.
I love that she did that. I love
Me
that Dolores
too.
did that because supposedly Dolores is just meeting her and she's telling her how to hostess the party. I was like, you go,
Yes,
Dolo.
Yep. Yeah.
absolutely.
She looks
Absolutely.
way.
Oh my God, she's amazing. I want to just tell
She
you
looks
this too.
great.
This is so funny. So Matt and I met a Dolo in Red Bank a couple weeks ago, right? And I told you how nice she was to him and like how they really
Yeah.
connected. And he
Yeah.
walked in when I was watching Watch What Happens Live. And she came out and she was sitting on a bar stool, like in front of the bar. And they flashed to Liz and Matt's pointing at Liz and it's like, oh, there's my girl. There's my girl. I was like, that's not your girl. That's not your girl. That's
He's
Liz.
right,
And then
though.
I know I had to rewind it. And then I showed him where, Dolo was sitting on the bar stool. And he's like, that's like, yeah, like,
Well, I think that's what happens when you share dentists and plastic surgeons.
do you think so? Do you think if we all went to the same dentist and plastic surgeon, we would look alike? I don't think
No,
so.
I think that they looked alike to begin with. I was just saying that.
Yes. It's so funny though, right?
I mean, it has to be Dr. Carolac in Wall Township, right?
She said it was. Dolores said it, actually.
She
It
said
is.
they had okay,
No,
on
no,
Watch What
she said
Happens
it.
Live, she said it?
No, she said it someplace else. I saw it in an interview. I saw it in an
Okay.
interview. She said it was Dr. Carolac. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
figured if
it
it's
was.
anything to do with the face, like he's the face guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
they
I
certainly
mean,
do
they
look exactly
definitely
alike. It's wild.
for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, now we're finally at the point where Kelsey's going to ask Rosie what happened at the picnic. And Rosie says Jo-Ellen brought up her relationship. I don't know if she brought up her relationship, but she said she was going through a hard time. This is semantics, but it did
Yes.
lead to the questioning. And Rosie asked the questions about polygamy.
Right. Listen, Rosie's a reporter.
That's what I'm saying.
Rosie's a reporter. I just wanted to bring up, she showed up at the party with a bouquet of fireworks. What? Who does
Well,
that?
it's 4th of July. It's 4th of July. We
I mean,
put
I didn't think it
fireworks to
was.
people's houses. You know
I
how
didn't
Eric
think it was
used to
that
set them off all
terrible.
the time? Yeah.
I don't know.
I have written down like what. Okay, so what gift is it that you would have liked, Jo-Ellen? I think that
Yeah, because of
she could have
course
brought.
Jo-Ellen threw
She
shade
could
at
have brought like the $300 bottle of champagne, and she still would have shit on it, kind of a thing.
for sure.
Yeah,
And honestly, I didn't see anyone else bring anything.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
exactly.
I'm not a big
You're right.
Rosie fan already, but at least the girl brought you
Yeah.
something. It's a little
Mhm.
creativeness, a little ingenuity, thinking out of the like. So, at least she's trying to
Yes.
please
Yes. Good
you,
point.
right?
Good point.
Yeah, because she, you shit on the $6 bottle of wine, which I mean, listen,
Okay, yeah.
like who was it? Alicia? She was like, if somebody brought, I'd be like, oh, that's so nice. You shouldn't have. No, really, you shouldn't have, which was funny. But you just take the bottle of wine, you put it on the counter, you use
And
it
you
to cook
cook with it.
Exactly, you cook with it. But I think no matter what Rosie brought, Jo-Ellen
Right.
was gonna throw shade at it.
So I want to give you these two things that I got from Watch What Happens Live. Andy asked Kelsey what her boyfriend's reaction to her being on the show was. And wait till you hear this. He is the biggest Housewives fan. He is a reality TV junkie. He could tell you what season Erica Jane divorced or had problems with Tom. Like, he knows reality TV. He was all
Amazing.
for it, but doesn't want his face on it. Okay? Love that. So love that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he asked Rosie, like, what was your reaction to Jo-Ellen shading how few views you had on your post on your
and her
and
show.
she's right. She's like, well, my show isn't on social media. It's actually on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. And she said the channel. So I don't know what she was looking at.
That's
And
interesting.
yep. The other question he asked was he asked Jo-Ellen about the swinging thing. It's not true. It is not true.
I was kind of hoping it was true.
I know. It's not. She said her neighbor across the street had heard that rumor too, and all of a sudden started putting upside down pineapples on her front lawn. So then she kept putting them on their front lawn, and like it went back and forth. And then all the neighbors said that she was swinging. She goes, "It is not true."
Funny.
The other thing was on Watch What Happens Live was Rula, right? So in the beginning, we
haven't even met her yet.
Right. But in the very beginning, they say she projects confidence and she's a boss. And she was there on Watch What Happens Live. I was like, we know nothing about her. So supposedly she's going to have the most to answer for at the reunion. Her husband was there.
She's the one that they're at some point alleging is cheating on her.
Yes.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, her husband's allegedly cheating on her.
Right, right.
That comes up in the season.
Right. And actually, supposedly the next episode we'll find out, I think, what that's all about. But I think it's weird that she wasn't in the first episode. I just think that's a little weird.
I agree.
Right? Right?
Yeah, because how does she fit in? Like everybody else, we know how they fit in.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I hope we'll find out. Her husband was in the audience and they asked like whose husband was a problem, and it was her husband. What else did we find out about her? I don't know, but I did also hear that when they went to the last day at Dorinda's house for the Ultimate Girls Trip, and all the Rhode Island girls were there.
Go?
They all were there. And supposedly, Dorinda was like, these girls are going to need security at the reunion. They were fighting at Dorinda's house like crazy.
Interesting.
Boy.
Yes. So then Andy gave them some advice. Some advice he gave them is like, don't look at social media. The only one who's really into social media who reads everything is Jo-Ellen. She said, I put my name into ChatGPT and it tells me everything that social media says about me. And he said to them, throughout the season, even when you watch the confessionals, try and remember where you're at with each other right now. And you could see that there is some tension. You'll see it when you watch it on Watch What Happens Live between Rula and the rest of them. And Liz gets a little bit mad because I'm not sure which one of them. One of them says Rula about something. And there's something that happens. And there's something that's big that's going to happen. And I guess we're going to have to wait and see it. But I do think that Rula is going to be the one where the big tension is happening between them. And I think that she's the one that they're going to be fighting with at Dorinda's house when we ultimately see that on the Ultimate Girls Trip. So I think it's going to be a very interesting. I think it's going to be interesting.
There's always got to be somebody fighting, or there's no show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what happened on the after show? What did you see on the after show?
On the after show, it was Kelsey and Liz together.
Okay.
Rosie and Ashley, and Jo-Ellen with Alicia.
Okay.
No Rula.
Right.
Rosie said that, they keep asking me, why didn't you ask Kelsey directly about a relationship? Well, she didn't come to my picnic. So now I'm thinking that maybe Kelsey was supposed to go to the picnic and didn't for some reason. And maybe that's how it came up, like, oh, where's Kelsey? And that's when Jo-Ellen said she's just going through some stuff.
Right. That could be.
Yeah. So Rosie just needs to admit that she asked the polygamy question because she was being shady. Like, she said she wasn't being judgmental, but yes, you were. But Jo-Ellen brings up the $6 bottle of wine. And then Jo-Ellen said she also brought stale cookies. She also brought stale cookies to her house.
See, now you're going into the cookie.
That's
arena.
Teresa.
Too much.
I told you.
It's too much. So Rosie said that she was shooting her lifestyle show the day prior and there were cookies and they were like, oh, do you want us to pack these up? And she was like, yeah, I'm going to my friend's house tomorrow. I'll take them with me. And that's why there were like chip clips on them, and that's why they were all packed up that day. So Alicia says, so Alicia and Jo-Ellen are talking about how they don't really know what Rosie does. Alicia's a little shady though, because she's one way when she's with Jo-Ellen, but then she acts like she's Rosie's friend. So she might be one to watch too.
Well, they said she's a flip-flopper. That's what she is. That's her
For sure.
role. She's a flip-flopper.
So Alicia's like, well, I did the morning announcements in high school. And then she tries to say the Pledge of Allegiance, and
She
she
can't?
said part of the Our Father in it, like deliver us from evil or something. I'm like, wow. But Jo-Ellen's like, so you and Rosie are the same. That's the same thing. Like as if Rosie's career isn't, good enough. It came out Liz and Kelsey didn't always get along, but now they're cool. Alicia and Jo-Ellen talked about how long they've known each other. And then Alicia and Liz talk about how long they've known each other. So Liz's husband and Jo-Ellen's husbands, their families are kind of like family with each other, where they have traveled together. Liz and Jo-Ellen. So they're close. Yeah. Rosie's married, no kids. Liz went into a little bit more about how she's related to her husband. They've been together for 10 years, they were together for 10 years and married for 6 months when they found out. And it's her great grandmother. Her mom's mom divorced her dad for 1 year, married an Irish guy, and then divorced him and remarried her first husband. So I don't know if her mother if Liz's mom was a result of that 1 year marriage to the Irish guy, but she was raised by somebody else. I think that's what it was. Like the mother the great grandmother, something like that.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Either way, they share familial DNA.
They do, but I mean, they're not going to have kids, right?
Right.
Rosie
and who cares?
Ashley, exactly.
Like,
kind
who
of throw
cares?
shade at Liz driving the boat to lunch, and Liz is like, well, maybe that's because they don't own boats. Like, just the way she said it was funny. Like, Rosie was like, this isn't the OC. We don't drive boats to lunch, but,
Why not? If I had one, I'd drive it to lunch.
Yeah. If I had a boat, I would drive it anywhere the hell I wanted to.
Exactly.
I mean, did you notice that Kelsey got dropped off by her driver? Like, Kelsey's not driving herself anywhere because she don't have to, because she lives in a 16,000 square foot house.
Right. And then Kelsey and Liz are talking about her lemon seed aversion and how her housekeeper helps her pick them out. So then the producer says, but you'll eat McDonald's out of the trash. And she's like, oh, yeah. So she goes on to say that if she's drunk, like she'll like DoorDash McDonald's and then not want it and throw it in the garbage, but then wake up the next morning hungry and be like, oh, where'd I put that McDonald's? And take it out of the trash and eat it.
Well, she probably has a really clean trash, I'm sure. That kind of dough.
Yeah. So that was about it. But I really loved it. I really do like all of them. I kind of feel like Jo-Ellen's is going to be problematic, and so is Rosie. So I don't typically like the problematic housewives, but we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, like I said, Alicia's my favorite. If I had to pick a favorite right now, I do like Ashley though. I do like her. There's something about her that is very likable to me. I don't know what, but I want to see a little bit more about her.
Yeah, I think she just has to toughen up a little bit, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I heard something interesting on Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald this week. She said that 3 of the women from Mormon Wives moved to OC.
It's true.
And they're going to start a whole new show out there. And she said that this might be why Jess is like starting like some drama to make
with
sure
Chase
that
and
she
Miranda
can't move. Right. Because she can't move. Right. She's got her business. And yeah.
And she's getting divorced. I think it may be true. I think that there may be some truth in that. Listen, I know Heather McDonald, she projects a lot of stuff, and I think this is her speculating, right? I don't know that but what she said is true, that they did move down there. They are going to, all that stuff is true. And I think that she may be very correct in that because
makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. And Dakota, we just saw, is his portion on Vanderpump Villa is being edited out. So it's not going to be shown.
Really?
Yeah, I think, didn't Gina send us that? I think
She
Cousin Gina
possibly
sent
could
us.
have.
I think
We
Cousin
send
Gina.
so much to each other.
I know. Sometimes I know.
Sometimes I can't keep up.
Sometimes I want to leave the chat, but I'm like, wait, I can't be in the chat. Yeah,
I'm in
so
the chat and I just say nothing.
I know.
Yeah, Lori's very silent in the chat.
Yeah, so yeah.
I always am, though, aren't I?
Yeah,
Even
no,
in
you
our
are.
chat. Like, I don't.
Yeah, no, sometimes we have to call you out. Like, Lori,
Yeah,
are you
where are
coming?
you?
Yes,
Are you here?
right.
Lori.
Did you hear us? We've been talking.
We're here in your driveway to pick you up, Laura. Are you ready?
Yeah, so Dakota is being edited out of Vanderpump Villa. And also the Bachelorette is not completely off. They may be waiting to see what happens at the next hearing, April something, whatever that April date is.
Well, this all leads me to believe that there may be some damaging stuff against Dakota. Not defending Frankie Taylor, whatever her name is.
Taylor Frankie
I can't
Paul.
do it. What
Taylor.
the hell? What,
That's
yeah,
what he
I
knew.
know. But that leads me to believe that maybe something's going to come out about this guy, Dakota, that's damaging.
Ladies, I got to go.
All right.
I got to go.
Well, we're done.
But,
Have a good night. Thank you.
good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.